the term Latino originates from the Spanish word Latinoamericano, meaning Latin American, Latin America. It says that it originated in the 19th century, primarily in France, to distinguish the regions of the Americas colonized by Romance language-speaking countries, primarily Spain, Portugal, and France, from those colonized by Anglo-Saxon countries like the United Kingdom and the United States. The concept was partly a political tool to assert French influence and create a sense of cultural unity among these nations against perceived Anglo-Saxon dominance. In terms of the political context, it says that the concept was partly a response to the growing influence of the United States and the idea of manifest destiny. So yeah, reading that from the perspective of my indigenous ancestors and a descendant of my indigenous ancestors, it is weird. Like, it feels weird. Like, I don't want to associate with the French colonizers and none of the other ones either. And it also feels weird reading it because they're just like fighting amongst each other to take away the lands. That's what they were doing of the indigenous people. So reading it from that perspective, it is weird. I understand why some people wouldn't want to refer to themselves as Latino or Hispanic. The majority of us, we call ourselves Latinos. And so I think that that's interesting, but it also feels weird because it feels like we are participating and legitimizing this French colonial presence and the presence of the other colonizers, at least from reading that. And I guess my question with that is, like, should we also stop speaking Spanish, Portuguese, French, English? Like, I don't know. I'm like legit like not sure what people want to do. Should we use the term Latino only when talking about discussions about the Americas and the relationship to Europe? I don't know. The government has been using it in the US Census, and that has implications for a lot of different things, like where resources will be allocated and just statistics to have to understand this particular group. So again, I don't know if we just want to use these terms, Latino and Hispanic, just for governmental purposes so that they can allocate resources appropriately and understand this through statistics as a group. It also says that while France was a key driver, the concept was also adopted by Latin American intellectuals and politicians as a way to foster a sense of unity and resistance against perceived threats from the United States. So yeah, we can look at that and see if we actually want to have a sense of unity because of the perceived threats or actual threats from the United States. So we can have a word that fosters that sense of unity for that or any other kind of threat or perceived threat that we might be experiencing as a group. And I think another thing that would be good to think about too is, do we want to continue using the word Latino in this transformed way, or do we want a whole different term but still encompassing us as a group and also having this shared sense of unity?